We just got great film here that everyone has just seen, Screaming Silence.
Yes.
And we are ready to start the Q&A. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Well, my name's Kalyn Elizabeth Wood, and I'm in it. I wrote it. And I also directed it, but I also had a wonderful co-director named Hal Walkhorn, who's not here right now because he's in jolly old England, because that's where he's from. And yeah, I guess you could say I produced it as well. You know, so yeah, that's a bit about me.
Start with questions.
Oh,
Hi.
hi. Great job acting without dialogue.
Thank you.
Really great job. When you did the work itself, were you just thinking about the actual character's life or experiences, or was you using some emotional recall? I just noticed a lot of you thinking
Yeah.
while you were acting.
So with this, when I first started writing it, I didn't know how to write a script. I mean, obviously I'm an actor, so I'd seen scripts. So there is an entire script, play-by-play, of what she goes through. And so because I wrote it, I was able to put in exactly what I wanted her to feel. But in those moments, it was just, what is she going through right now? What could she possibly be thinking? And especially with the subject matter, that could be anything or it can be nothing. And so I'm glad you picked up on that, because that was something that I wanted to make sure that you could see her thinking. So yeah, I appreciate that.
And
Thank
when
you.
you were on the bed holding your hand,
Mhm.
I could see your, when you shut the phone,
Mhm.
I could see you processing and then needing to kind of get it.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What was it like for you? I mean, I know it's like to make a film, you probably had to do some of those takes a few times. Emotionally and physically, was it in and out of it, or, you know, you finish shooting the scene and it's draining?
Yeah, it was draining every day, even though we only shot it for 2 days, because that was all that we allotted for. That was just because of circumstances out of our control. That's all we had time. So, yeah, there were certain scenes that I kind of had to go for a walk around the block a couple times, but I was just in the moment the whole time, and because I had so many hats I had to wear, I had to know, okay, I can't be really critical of myself, or I have to know that that's what I'm going to do. But it was very in the moment. But I get very emotional talking about it now, because it was such a special thing to do, but it was very taxing emotionally. You know, on the train home, I was like, okay, you know, let me just be me for a little bit. So yeah. Yeah, go ahead,
You can go.
Mitch.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me if I sound rude or whatever, but I leave a lot of sound to my imagination as to what is on the screen there, as I cannot see it.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what I was hearing
Yeah.
to what I was seeing. Can you just give me a little description of what I was
So-
supposed to be looking at?
What you were looking at was Elizabeth, a girl named Elizabeth, who was in the aftermath of something very traumatic, and you are basically living life with her over a period of a few days as she goes through the aftermath of an assault and the consequences of that for her. And so you are experiencing with her, and then you just observe her. So a lot of the shots were long shots of just zooming in, zooming out, but also a lot of heavy close-ups, so you were really in her face. You could see her thinking. You could hear her breathe. You can hear her not breathe, take a breath in, every shake she had, every twitch, so that the audience can be fully immersed in her world, because there is no dialogue. And I think that's what I asked a lot of you guys to sit here and go, okay, there's no film with no dialogue, but that was the point, is to see how long can you hold on for, so that at the end, while she releases, the audience can release as well. It's a, come together
It's funny
moment.
you said that. I was experiencing, if it helps you at all, I was experiencing pain
Yeah.
of some sort.
Well, in a way that I'm happy, because that's good that you had that experience and then you had the release, because that's the point. Because, we all, you might not relate exactly to what she goes through.
I sensed
But
it.
but we've all been there. We've all have self-isolated or have felt that immense need to disassociate from everything and everyone. And so that means a lot. That I'm sorry that you sat through pain, but it was you got to release it at the end, so that's good.
I feel like there's a universality, like it was very universal in that you said she was assaulted. I did not know that until you said that.
Oh, okay, good.
But
That's
what
fine.
I did was say to myself, oh my God, when did I feel like that?
Yeah.
What happened in my life that I could put myself into that pain and angst and you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
like that.
Okay,
That's
good.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a statement and a question.
Okay.
My statement is I took the action as a question.
Thank you.
I really, really, really felt it, and I was like, wow.
Thank you.
And the second question is, I think that's something that everybody wants to ask, but don't want to say.
Okay.
Is it somebody you know? Is it about you, or you don't have to say? I'm
Yeah.
just curious, because I think that's what everybody's wondering.
Yeah, the film is loosely based on my own life experiences, not exact. And the reason why I dedicate it to my mom and dad is because when the biggest thing happened to me, I kept it in and I didn't call and I didn't ask for help. So I wanted to rewrite the story for myself and for my parents so that while they watch me, in a way, it's a gift to them to say, this is what I wish I would have done when a horrible thing happened to me. So here's me doing it now. And I think it means more because I did write it and I was acting in it, so.
It hit me hard when I saw dedicated to
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said,
Thank you, thank you. Look, you had your hand up for a little bit.
I know.
I thought she was bulimic.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even get the assault at all. When I was watching, I thought, this is a comment about people that have bulimia.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, there are so many different facets and things that she goes through. And I think I strategically chose those things so that it could be universal, that anyone could kind of, well, maybe it's this, and I'll hold on to that. So it's in a way your own story that you can kind of go along with it and be in your own isolation to look inwards. So yeah.
It could have been because we watched the show about the bipolar person. So I thought this was another comment on that.
Okay, just one last quick question, because then we're ready.
It's, by the way, very brave.
Thank you.
And awesome performance.
Thank you.
I thought, I wasn't able to have children of my own. I have a wonderful son and adopted now, but I thought it was a miscarriage.
No, it is.
Oh, it
You're
is?
yeah, you're correct.
Okay, but assault, okay.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you for doing that because the outlet, I don't feel like a lot of people that go through that ever get to just deal, they hide. But they hide.
Yeah, it's a
Out
hiding
there with
mechanism,
style
yeah.
Instead of just taking the time, so it's a very common thing that happens.
Mhm,
And I
it
just
is.
appreciate you bringing it to
Oh,
light in that way.
thank you so much.
Let's
Much
give
appreciated.
a big hand.